So at the global conference in October, I shared results from Water Study 1. I may cover that again a little bit later in the year because the results are so dramatic. But today we're going to focus in on Water Study 2. And of course, this is our light infused water. To give just a brief overview, some of the things that myself and Wayne and Meredith and the team have talked about is the rollout of the water machine. We showed off these prototypes to our SPDs in October, as well as showing it off in general session. And just to repeat, we're going to be going to market in the United States this year. We'll start in the United States first. And that's a pretty good representation of what the water machine looks like. In April, we have 30 of our top leaders in the U.S. have won machines. We were originally planning on shipping those in February. However, we found we wanted to make a number of upgrades to the machines, and that created about a 2-month delay. So we're on track, and our top 30 U.S. leaders have won these machines, and they'll get them in April. We're then making these machines by the thousands, and we're going to do our best to try to project what the demand will be. In the startup of this, we should have inventory. We may run out of inventory, but we'll be making thousands of them per month so we can keep up with the demand. July, we're estimating the second week in July is when we will be shipping the water machines to our U.S. brand partners. And Wayne, if you want to mention this, we're also having been speaking with Dr. Edward Chu and Claudia Hartneck in Asia and Europe, respectively. And we're going to give our leaders in Asia and Europe a chance to win these water machines well in advance of the release next year.
Absolutely. We want to make sure we know that this is rolling out around the globe, but we want people in markets around the world to start experiencing the benefits, develop their own testimonials, be able to share with their teams. So yeah, we are looking right now at identifying exactly the exact date, but making sure that some of these units are going to go to the regions around the world so that we can start getting stories from all over the world of these incredible benefits.
And then in 2026, so let's say for the sake of estimating, the middle of 2026, we're hoping to release the X20 machines in Japan, South Korea, and Taiwan. And we're also looking at a release in Europe. This is driven by regulatory, but this is currently what we're looking at and planning. We've been holding off on releasing the definitive selling price because of some of the changing economic conditions in the world. This has to do with recent tariffs that could be imposed on various countries. So we haven't been able to pin down the exact costs on these, and that's impacting what the selling price will be. But I think since people have asked, we're shooting for a ballpark of about $5,000 US. And the fantastic news is that we found a company that's going to provide financing on this. So if people want to pay per month over about a 2-year period of time, that's something that we're going to offer. And Wayne, I know we're putting together a lot of this information. If there's anything else you want to comment on there, please do so.
No, just making sure, again, with the financing option, again, you can buy it in one purchase. You can get the financing. We just want to make sure that this incredible technology can get into as many hands as possible, because we know everybody needs the benefit of these products.
Absolutely. Okay, so let's get into the science stuff. Now, the first water study, just as a recap, was designed to collect data, and we wanted to see, was there an effect of drinking light-infused water? We had done our in-house laboratory tests. We saw that there was a dramatic effect, and it happened quickly, but now we wanted to put this into a clinical environment. So this was an open-label study with 20 people. We collected blood data, urine data, bioelectrical data such as heart rate variability. We collected infrared data to see changes in blood flow. And what we found was that there was an immediate response from drinking this water, 15 seconds. And the magnitude was enormous. We saw, for example, that the metabolism improved within minutes of drinking this water. Increases in energy, increases in protein synthesis, improvements in production of collagen, activation of, say in simplistic terms, the pathway that elevates NAD, which is an antioxidant that's linked to age reversal, and many other things. So we're crazy excited that we saw such dramatic effects in 100% of the population from drinking the water. So we said, okay, let's put together a second study, and now let's look at bioelectrical measures. So the first study was a blend of biochemistry and bioelectrical, and the second study we wanted to focus much more into the bioelectrical measures. And over the years, what we found is that when we combine the biochemical and the bioelectrical measurements, it gives us a much fuller picture of really what's happening in the body. I'll give you an example. Let's say that you took a blood test, and in the blood test, it showed that you had elevated levels of specific types of inflammation in your body. Okay, that's one piece of data. Now, if you use a bioelectrical measure, it will show you where in the body you have that elevated level of inflammation. Is it localized or is it systemic? So we wanted to take these various bioelectrical measures. And spoiler alert, in this study, we also showed that there were immediate effects in 100% of the population. And some of these effects were absolutely enormous. And of course, we hit statistical significance. And I think you're going to be surprised, actually, at some of the things I'm going to share with you. Okay, the other thing that we did in this study was we used a control. So the first study, everybody got the light-infused water. But in the second study, this one that we're talking about today, we decided to compare what would be the difference between just drinking a regular bottle of spring water to the light-infused water. And we put 10 people in what's called each arm or each group of the study. And you can see the ages ranged from anywhere from people in their 20s all the way up to 90. So group 1 drank bottled water only. Group 2 drank light-infused water only. The beautiful part about these machines, the X20, is that everything in them is automated. So you simply add in water to the reservoir that's on the left. It will hold 2 liters. You can put in spring water if you want. You could put in tap water. And the machine will filter out heavy metals, chlorine, the forever chemicals, pesticides. It will take all of that stuff out. It will infuse hydrogen into the water for the processing so we can put light into the bonds between the hydrogen and the oxygen in the water. That process takes about 45 minutes. So you'll just press a button on the touch screen of the water machine. that says dispense, and you'll get a 500 ml 16-ounce glass of light-infused water that will come out. But this machine will process the water for 45 minutes, and it will keep it light infused. So there's a cycle in the machine that after the initial 45-minute cycle, it keeps it in a quote-unquote charged state, so that if you use it 12 hours later, you're all good. And of course, we took baseline measurements because we want to know what are the readings that people have before they consume the water, and then do their readings change after drinking the water. Now, when we're talking about bioelectrical measures, there's a variety of different types of equipment that we use to collect data. And one of the pieces of equipment that was used in this study is called an accugraph. And you can see that this is a tool to measure energy flow through the meridians, the acupuncture meridians in the body. Now, one thing that I want to point out about measuring meridians is that this is not something mystical. Acupuncture meridians were discovered in Asia thousands of years ago. And of course, historically, that is credited to being discovered in China. Although in India, there's certainly mention of meridians. But in any case, this is something that goes back thousands of years. People in India and China knew that there was an energy flow in the body. Today, scientifically, what has been discovered with imaging techniques is that these meridians are actually fibers that are in the body that are made of collagen. These fibers are very thin, and they're surrounded by electrolytes, so they are conductive. And the incredible thing is that these collagen fibers conduct infrared energy. So these are fiber optic cables that conduct light and are used for light signaling. So when we're talking about acupuncture meridians, that's the traditional way of naming them. However, what I want you to know is that this is a legitimate physiological structure in the body. We can define it in Western medical terms, and these are fiber optic cables in the body made of collagen that conduct light, and they're part of the body's communication system. So the beauty of how we were created is that we have redundancy. We have a nervous system to conduct bioelectrical current that helps move our body, and we have a communication system based on light. And when we have a creator that makes the world full of light, it's no surprise that our bodies use light for communication. So that's what that's all about. Now, we also use a piece of equipment called the Excel-2. And again, similar to the accugraph, this is going to detect different points of electrical conductivity in the body. And traditionally, an acupuncture point, which is an access point into a collagen fiber, is a point of very low electrical resistance. Now, if you're suffering in pain, that point of pain has resistance in it, bioelectrical resistance. And for people in pain, one of the things that I recommend is that people use electrolytes like potassium and magnesium, which coincidentally is found in Celergise. But they use these electrolytes to help improve the flow of energy in the body. So if you're in pain, that's one of the ways, that's one of the things that you can do to manage the pain. Drink water, increase your electrolytes, which most people are deficient in, and we'll get a better flow of energy through the body. And of course, the patches are phenomenal at improving the flow of energy through the body. So with the water study here, we can measure that. let's see, to keep things moving along here, because I want to make sure I leave room for questions. We've also got a data logger. And again, this is going to record voltage, current, and resistance. And basically, this, again, is an indicator of how we have energy flowing through the body. We use the air pressure sensor to see, does this change respiration? Does this change how people are breathing? Does it improve oxygen levels in the body? We also, this is a piece of technology that we've used in many studies. It's made by a company called Thought Technology. And we use this, part of what we use this for is heart rate variability, but we can also measure the activity in the muscles, called electromyography. We can measure temperature, respiration, pulse. So it's a very effective piece of technology. We can collect a lot of data with it. This is a fantastic piece of equipment. We have quite a few people in our community, healthcare practitioners, that are certified to use BioWell in diagnostics. And as a matter of fact, been blessed to have met a group of these practitioners. They take a reading of the body with BioWell, they apply patches, and then you can see changes in the energy field of the body. Now, again, this is nothing mystical. This is all based on bioelectrical activity in the body. So one way to think about this is that when we have a flow of electricity, we have a magnetic field at right angles. This is something that we learn in physics when we're in high school, maybe today even earlier. So we have a tool where we can measure the biomagnetic field of the body and the bioelectrical field. And when energy levels in the cell increase, as it does with the patches and the water, we can see an increase in the flow of bioelectrical activity in the body and an increase in the biomagnetic field. So these are legitimate physical phenomena. So as an example, with this technology, you drink the water and it will show you where the energy of the water shows up in the body. That's the value of it. We also have an infrared camera, and what we used the infrared camera for was to show how the water improves circulation. And specifically, when you drink this water, we can show on infrared that there is a rush of energy through the head and, of course, specifically the brain. When people drink this water, they can feel almost an immediate, when I say immediate, 15 seconds to a minute, they feel an immediate improvement in spatial awareness, and they feel mentally awake, improved cognition, improved wellness. We can detect this on the BioWell and the infrared camera. And it is delightful to see the expression on people's faces a minute after drinking the water where they're experiencing this improvement in cognition.